Hello, folks. Welcome to the first podcast of the Chuck Show. It's a taped podcast at this time. We'll be doing a live podcast later on. My co-host, Miss Andee-Suzanne.
Hello, everyone.
Basically, we're just a group of normal people like you guys, just doing our
I
jobs.
don't know about normal. That's a little understatement.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, tonight we're just setting up one camera. We have 3 cameras coming available. We got our software on the laptop ready to go. Our jingle stuff ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
She's been working on the jingle. What type of jingle you got there?
All right. Yeah. This is your jingle.
Watch your arm on your microphone.
Okay. If you're all out of dough with no place to go, come on down to the Chuck Show, where our jokes may be lame, but we have no shame. Tasteless humor is all that we know. So, welcome to the Chuck Show, where you never know what to expect. I messed up. Hold on, let me try it again.
Okay. Put a little more pump
in there. Yeah. If you're all out of dough with no place to go, come on down to the Chuck Show, where our jokes may be lame, but we have no shame. Tasteless humor is all that we know. So welcome to the show, where you never know what to expect at the Chuck Show.
Nice. Very nice.
No off cue, but yeah.
First shot, we'll get it done.
One more time. Okay. If you're all out of dough with no place to go, come on down to the Chuck Show, where our jokes may be lame, but we have no shame. Tasteless humor is all that we know. So welcome to the show, where you never know what to expect at the Chuck Show.
Very nice, Miss Andee-Suzanne.
Like a little Betty Boop there on the end.
So basically, I'm Chuck, aka Charles, and that's Andee-Suzanne. We're broadcasting from the New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania metropolitan area region. No big thing. We're going to talk politics with people. I got certain guests lined up that are into politics heavily. Guests that I know that are into spiritual and religious things. I know Miss Andy's into that type of stuff. So we'll cover about that.
However, trust me, it's not for the faint of heart, but yet not for the argumentative. This is more for like challenge yourself and laugh.
Yeah. Our show's all about the laughs at the end of the day, because when you're done running around with your crazy jobs that you may have or your careers, whatever the hell that means.
Dumbest things can just trigger you to laugh, and you need a good belly laugh once in a while.
Yeah, you definitely need to just let it go. You know. Earlier we were running tapings, and I'm bobbing my head like this as I'm talking, which I'm trying to cut back on. I look like a goddamn stripper snorting lines all
Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah.
Oh!
She said
Pecker! Oops, did I say that? Wait, tell the rabbit hole again. Sorry. That wasn't really ladylike of me.
We've known each other a couple years now, so like we feed each other off each. Yeah.
We feed each other off.
We feed each other.
My name is Chuck.
Start of the punchline, and then we usually say, "Oh shit!" and it's not 2:30. Why are we doing this? That's what you heard of me.
Chuck. Say A B C.
Your mic's getting crushed to death. Your hand is crushing it right there.
The girls are just crushing it. Sorry, they want a little attention there.
So this is Andee-Suzanne down here.
Hey.
You know, this picture with your fingers. Let your fingers touch her. What the hell? Might as well. Oh, you missed that, didn't you? Anyway. Back at the
Take that picture. Where did you get that picture?
You
stinker! You stole my picture and put it. You stinker! You put. Oh my gosh! I'm gonna smack you.
Do you want to explain what you're doing earlier with yourself for about 2 or 3 minutes?
I'm teasing you.
Photos for some modeling shoots and such, and they were getting more and more sketchy.
Well, I was just showing my experience through the years, shall we say, and how much I get into my role play.
But you also said the industry itself is a sucky pain in the ass to get into.
You know, it's not, again, and not for the faint of heart.
Right.
And you know, when they say you have to have a thick skin, they mean it. And you know what? If anything, it was a life lesson for me. I was fortunate enough not to be torn to pieces during modeling go-sees or for jobs, but people would get picked apart about their appearances, and I would hear this. And
back in the day, that's all it was. If you weren't like Twiggy,
right,
per se,
like now you have a curve, now you can have piercings, now you can have tattoos. Before you couldn't have any of that.
Right.
And it was very conservative. Yeah, and the thing was, if I was always very good at the runway. I loved doing runway and all that, but I was not tall enough. I was petite. So like one time I even got caught out there and got kicked off. I didn't make the job, that's for sure. I didn't get picked because I told them I was I'm 5'3.5", and I told them I was 5'7.5". Well, they didn't ask with or without heels. So I had heels on and they told me to take the heels off, and yeah, that was a wrap. So a little embarrassing. Well, I'm like, well, you got to specify. You didn't say about heels. Right. So anyway, it's very tedious. Photos, it might look glamorous to you, but you sit on a photo shoot and you have people poking and prodding at you, telling for hours, move here, move this way, move that way, or you're on a set for 14 hours waiting for two to find out where you're going to go on the show where your scene's going to be. I was, and I was very fortunate. I feel fortunate that I learned lessons. Mm-hmm. I take constructive criticism. Mm-hmm. I mean, there were very tough times though. But it's always funny when I did acting work as actors. It was always a day where it was freezing cold outside, and we were outside for 14 hours. New York's not exactly friendly. Oh goodness gracious! Like 12, like 5 packs of hand warmers and foot warmers, But the thing is too, you never know what will be on the cutting room floor and what will be seen, and what I didn't think was going to be seen. It was my big head in the middle of the movie screen one day. I was shocked. Or, you're waiting around and like I got picked for a featured extra, and then they booed at me and said, no, that's not what we want after all. You don't know what they want. You can't pick yourself apart for it because you'll beat yourself up and there's no reason. You don't know what you're looking for. And I know there's some random schmuck producer or director or casting agent that's just like, no. But you know what? I can also vouch for the other side. I've been on the other side of it where sometimes you're not even sure. You think you know what you want, and then you see something like, oh my God, that fits. I understand it now. I thought it was mean and cool, but sometimes you don't know until you see it. Just it's an artist's viewpoint. You don't know until the puzzle piece comes and it fits. Right. So it's not being mean to you necessarily. I mean, there are difficulties, like if you're not in, when I was not in union, you got to eat last and you got yelled at if you cut before anybody at the food line. You got the stale food at the food cart, was nasty. You got shot down for things. You didn't get seen like you thought you were gonna, there's a lot of those moments, but there are a lot of ups because when it's up and it's good, it's exciting. Well, yeah. And it's a nice surprise sometimes, Right. But either way, good or bad, you take it as a learning experience. Right. How to take it the next time around, how to do it differently. But at the same time, still not process it and nitpick it to death. You can't. You don't know. You can't. Is different. Be yourself. But the best thing to do, as we were just doing, videotape yourself and record your voice, because you don't know the little idiosyncrasies that you have and the habits you have. Well, you were saying you didn't realize you were high because you were singing. And right, and I was loud. You didn't know what you were bobbling your head or whatever. You don't know what you're doing until you look at yourself. Right, and you don't know what you're doing until you look at it yourself. Like, oh my God, I look like that. Right. And I was taught in classes and all my classes to do that, and then you can critique yourself and know what habits to stop self-consciously. Yes, definitely. Right, that too. Or giggling too much, or enunciate your words more, talk soft. But there's a lot to learn, and it's a long. Like, it took me years. You know what? I just enjoyed the process. I didn't think too much into it. I didn't bank on it being like, oh, I'm gonna be a star. Mm-hmm. It was a hobby. Right. If I got picked, I was blessed to have the opportunities I had to work in just Smoochie as an extra, to work in Law and Order. I was like, there are some people that get starstruck. To me, it wasn't a big deal to me. I mean, it was cool, but it was like, okay, they are people like we are. I wasn't like, oh my God. I never asked. You said a few unnamed actors and actresses were actually cool as shit. Oh, yeah, and then there were others that were not. Yeah. You stepped a little bit over what you should be doing. They were still nice. Oh, so sweet. I had the best. And then there were some that were just very aloof. And, but it's not you. You don't take it personal. And you have to let it roll. I was in competitions where I was never picked for anything. But you know what? I made it that far. You made it that far. You might not be a winner.
You get even to the head of the state. You
got somewhere for a reason.
You get to the nationals.
Yeah.
You don't win it.
I represented New Jersey. Yeah.
Whatever.
Right. And you know what? And you know what I was told? You know what? You make it the most of it by interviewing other people, like the other agencies, and what they look for, and find out where your niche is. And I was told what my niche was. You're better at being an actor in this market because you'd be a big fish in a small pond. You know, they would give us. We had a guy, actually. He was a casting agent. He was on our flight, and I was mortified. My friends were like asking questions, like, "Don't bombard him." But he actually didn't mind. But he came to me. I didn't really want to bother him, and I had one question, and he actually gave me good advice, like. It doesn't hurt to open your mouth once in a while, politely. Right. When I got into singing. Right. There was well, I'll tell you, I have such amazing respect for Judy Torres. Was performing, and I had boldly, probably had a couple drinks at me, I'm sure. I said to the bouncer when she's done performing, can I ask her if you, for some advice on performing and singing? Sure. I did not expect him. He took me right down into her dressing room with her entourage. Yeah. She took like a half hour just giving me advice, names, phone numbers, and her phone number too. If I can't find her career counselor, like, who does that? Not many people will take the time to do that. Right. And it will always stick with me what a wonderful, kind person she was. So down to earth, not fake. Not, people really want to have. There are people that are really genuinely down to earth. Right. Another one I loved working with, Danny DeVito. Oh, what a great person he is. He is a sweetheart. Like, there's just been so many opportunities, and to watch some of the big actors, A-listers, in their method, in their zone, concentrating and getting into their character. Everybody does it in their own way. There's no right or wrong. But again, like things like I said now with modeling, especially, are a lot more flexible now than it used to be. You back then could not have one piercing, one tattoo. You had to be this figure, this, Now they recognize people are curvier. Right. People have tattoos and they look beautiful. It makes you unique, so you can be more of your own person now, but it depends on who you're working with. Right. Yeah. But I was always a prude too. I mean, I was never one to. There were girls that would kind of try to schmooze. You'd get the same crew on some of the shoots for different things, and schmooze to get their voucher. I'm like,
or get more FaceTime maybe on the camera.
Yeah, or flirt. I'm sorry, I'm just stubborn. I will not kiss anybody's ass to get anywhere. Right. I'm just a bitch. Sorry, take it or leave it. You don't like me too bad.
So that's her. We were discussing all that tonight and going through some photos and. We have picked a few out here.
This is when I started my modeling career.
So now I got to get some
prints,
some covers for them for later.
Yeah, so you can say it doesn't dirty my image, so to speak.
You. But anyway.
You want an autograph on this too?
Right. In pen or something else.
Oh,
anyway, we'll be progressing along slowly. This is like our first shot at it. And this will be our first upload. We'll be doing live ones probably in the coming weeks once we get the software that we set up on the laptop squared away. We got a couple cameras set up. We'll be doing multiple views of the shots. And
we'll be taking calls too.
We'll be taking calls or chats through the live YouTube. Will give us a chat window. You can ask us live questions.
Yeah.
On this episode here, this short little intro to us. Basically, if you want to leave some comments down the bottom, the commenting will be on. I don't have a problem with that.
Just try to be kind. Don't be mean. You can be funny and off the hook and crass, but don't be mean.
We're all off the hook and crass too. So if you're a normal person,
what's definition?
That's another show.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Like talking politics.
Yeah, we're a diverse group
here. We'll have some different people in that have political views.
Diversity, welcome.
Views. I got some other people I know that have done like broadcast remotely with some of the bigger news agencies, so they'll be here with me, either virtually or other doing it.
And even though we joke around, there will be some like I was just giving you some informative topics that are serious, so that you can take that with you as well. But of course, we joke in between, we make it fun. But there's a little of both. So we hope that you will enjoy it, and we welcome suggestions for topics.
To us.
Yeah.
If you're, like I said, we're
average Joes.
Average Joes.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's how we're gonna do this.
We're silly and we're just
upload when we feel like we should upload to make people laugh, or we have something that needs to be talked about.
We just basically have a lot of pent up stress, so we're gonna act like idiots because we have nowhere else to do it to vent.
Right. And our swing is swinging in the other room. So
swinging? What?
But that's about it for the Chuck Show for tonight. Again, my co-host Andee-Suzanne over here.
And thanks for coming, guys. I hope to see you or hear from you next time.
By the time we get all squared away in a couple of episodes, we'll have a camera with her. And right now we're running remote mics and just chilling around, cleaning up, trying to straighten up stuff.
Maybe you'll get some bikini shots for the host for the week. Show. I'll use a few pounds. I'll be in a bikini one day, maybe.
You can throw the jello.
Oh, jello wrestling. Another idea. Never mind. Damn rebel.
Jello shots, you get it. But anyway, thanks for tuning into the Chuck Show.
Have a great night.
And you guys be safe. Enjoy your holiday if we don't talk to you again before then, but hopefully I'll have another podcast up.
Be safe and silly.
Turkey Day. Good night.
Good night.